Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Keith here, Jesse on the camera. Tonight on the bench, bit of a mess here, make some room. Tonight on the bench, guys, we have the giveaway build truck for you. We're finally getting back to working on this. We've had a busy summer. We've been dealing with the most rain we've ever had in Canada. I think North America has had the most rain. There's been lots of issues, flood and stuff. So we've been dealing with just crap summer. So we're back to work on this truck. This guy's supposed to go out at 15,000 subscribers. We're gonna just send them off as soon as we're done building it and get them out so we get started on the next one. We do like building these things, and this guy's been sitting around here too long. So we're gonna get rid of this front bumper. It's just, it's cool design, cool concept. It doesn't fit where we're going. We have to rebuild the rear cage. It was done nicely, but ideas and things and styles change over time. This isn't fitting the style. We're gonna go more with like the Phoenix style, more wider in the back with a bed panel, such like that. It's gonna look killer. We are gonna lower this guy down. We're gonna lower this guy down. He's sitting way too high. I don't like the pinion angle on the drive shaft, especially the front one. That's like max service angle right there. That's a little tall. So we're gonna get this guy squatted down. We're gonna get him done. We also have the hard plastic parts for it. So when you guys buy these team associated vehicles, the plastic is almost like a rubber. It's really crappy and flimsy and just kind of flops around. And then what they do is they sell you a harder plastic so you can have a good quality feeling RC. And then if you want, you can spend more money and buy the aluminum parts. But the hard plastic is good enough to make the truck feel sturdy, and we did not want to give this truck away with the C-hub issue it has in the front. The C-hubs will actually, these ones are probably almost there, but you can see the C-hub there will actually, just the weight of the truck sitting on the bench will actually start to hit the inside of the universal, the pin, as it goes around. The screw will start to go click, 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 click. Just been sitting. This guy before was a demo truck at Eliminator RC in Winnipeg, and we used to kind of giggle at it because we'd walk by and see the C-hubs were all mashed up into the things, and it was sitting, well, stanced out like it is. It just looks stupid. So we'll put the hard plastic in there. We're going to knock the bumper off. We also, if you noticed, we don't get the matching tires yet. We're still waiting on the 2 Predator tires to come in. It's more of waiting for me to order them than it is for them to come in. But yeah, we gotta get those done. Do we talk about lowering it? We talk about lowering it. Yeah, we're gonna lower it. To do that, well, we'll show you how. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, took the wheels off really quickly so we can get going on this. How we are gonna lower this guy is the same way we did on the Axial SCX6 just a couple of weeks ago. Am I saying that right? 6, like that. Is that right? Okay. We are gonna take the bolt here. We're gonna move them down here and put a longer bolt so we can move the shock down here. We'll move this guy forward if we can. We'll move the whole shock loop forward because we're not limited to where it sits for the body mount. Okay, we went through a couple things off camera so you did not have to see the crying and the pain for figuring out the garbage. So we're gonna bring these down to here, right? In the front, that's gonna run us into interference problems with the behind the axle steering, the BTA over here. It's gonna tap out once we move the shock down here onto the shock. So we're gonna turn the BTA into non-BTA and put it in front like a normal RC rock crawler, get that handled. We also are going to move the upper 3-link from this side to this side, as the upper 3-link mount should mount on the side that the Panard mounts to the axle like all other RCs are set up. So we're going to swap that over, get that done. We'll get that lowered down, and at the same time, well, we just might as well pull the whole front axle out to do all that because we got to cut the nubbins off that the shocks are mounted on and swap to the hard part. So let's pull that thing out. You'll need 4 screws, 20 millimeters long. You can use whatever head you want. We got the cap head screw on it, so you're gonna need 4 of those to replace the screws down here. On the bread side, you will be trading 4 12 millimeter screws for or 8 of them for 4 other ones, so you get some extra hardware. Okay, so we're going to remove the top Ackerman arms, or the steering knuckle arm push pulley thing. What do we call that? Is that trademark? Okay, well, we got that off. Let's put some hard plastic parts in there. These are the Enduro caster and steering blocks, number 42073 from ElementRC. Hard plastic upgrade. Blows my mind. So you can just go ahead, pull out your 2 kingpins or shoulder pin screws there, yard out the whole shaft because we need to get the C-hub off. And there is a bearing on the inside. And you want to make sure you get the right one for the right side. And they are clockable. We're going to go with the alignment marks on the back side. I don't know if you'll be able to see those. There's an alignment mark right there. So that gives us 0 caster. Actually, no, that already comes at a set. That already comes at like 3-degree caster already, something like that. So go right in. Caster is the angle that makes your tire want to go back straight. If you have 0-degree caster, when you let go of the wheel, the vehicle will wander wherever it wants. This is the angle that when you take a corner and you let go of the wheel, that makes the wheel straighten out as you drive forward. Is caster angle. So. So now we got these blue-gray outer knuckle C-hubs. Let everybody know we're hard as something, boy. They're gonna see us trip, be like, damn! He's cut the beam. Wow, he's so hard. There we go. Rinse and repeat. I'm going to do that other side. We'll see you guys back here in just a few seconds. Okay, we got the hard parts in there, guys. Looking fantastic. People are going to know that we're bringing the hardness in the trail now, or you are when you win this truck, guys. Remember, like, subscribe. This truck's going out as soon as it's done. It was supposed to go to 15K, but we had to take the summer off because you only get one life. So we're going to get rid of this guy now. It's kind of our fault for kind of slacking, not pushing the numbers up. So we're not going to keep you guys waiting. This guy's coming out. We got to get this new these new steering links in front of the front axle. But first, we got to get this kind of mocked up in the truck. Make sure it's going to clear the steering link. And we're going to have to cut off the back steering push rod. I kind of don't like the shortness here. I might look into the Vanquish ones, or those the ones we use in the monster truck. I bet you those will fit on here nicely. So we might look into the axial Vanquish ones. It is plastic. If I got to re-drill a hole, we can re-drill a hole. We got a lot of deck area up top here, so we can work with that. But anyhow, for today, we're going to cut this guy off. We're going to throw the link. We're going to do the double stack in the front like normal RC crawlers have. Get rid of this fancy BTA so we can gain some more loss in altitude. When we had this all off, I should have cut off these top blocks and massaged that nice and clean. because now I'm gonna have to take that off again really quickly and cut those off. They do unscrew off here. It is just safer to cut them while they're on there, so you don't cut your hand trying to hold a small part like that. Cut it with the bone saw will ruin your day. So yeah, I'm gonna go cut this off in the shop. I'm gonna get Jesse to cut those off down here with that ugly thing, and we're gonna get this guy hung in the truck. We'll get those the shocks mounted, and we're gonna show you a couple other mods we're gonna do. We're gonna lift that servo up a little bit, just a couple little things, and we'll see you back here in just a few. Okay guys, I got those cut down, matched up, took it, hit on the belt grinder real quickly, or belt sander. We're gonna screw those guys back on really quickly. We can hang this guy up in there. We also got the shock towers to change, but we can do that after. The shock tower is super minor, we'll just do that later. So for the sake of getting through the video, we'll come back later. Now this plastic is a lot harder than the plastic that was on there. You're gonna wanna make sure you don't strip them out. Get a good seat, run it in. If you're using the cordless drill, don't build up a crap ton of heat. You'll actually overheat the threads and pull them right out. So I like to go in halfway, let it sit. You can feel the screw gets really hot real quick. So this isn't bad. We've had like some axial plastic from the older SCX 10.2 and such, and just howl. You hear it again? There we go. Now we got the links in the front, like every other rock crawler out there. I think the HPI is actually behind the axle steering too. It's a cool concept, but not really work for us. So drive side down, push to that side. So this side here we can hang on, and the other side we're gonna have to grab a longer bolt so we can fit the drag link on top. Where's the tie rod? Tie rod? Drag link. Yeah. Tie rod to the top. Drag link cross mate? No. Drag link does the steering, tie rod ties them together. Oh, Jesse.
What has become of
I have lost my mind. Look at that, we're not going to lose anything. We got good power. We don't end up into a dead spot where you're kind of coming around a corner if you end up with a bad steering. Like some RCs, like our RC four-wheel drive CX2, the servo horn is like way over here, and you run into this point where you're actually pulling, and then you just lose power because the link is going like that. So from here to here, it's nothing to do with the servo, right? See, servos doesn't move, but that still pushes out. So it's good to have everything lined up and straight. Everything's gonna work great. I was a little bit worried with shortening that Ackerman arm, and it's gonna lose some leverage on the push-pull, but it's got a big 1230 Savic servo in there. That'll get the job done. We normally prefer the reefs or the anything else besides Savics for that fact, but hey, it's giveaway trucks, that's what you're gonna get. So yeah, we're gonna hang this guy back up in the truck. We're gonna also, Jesse had cut down the top mount where the shock used to go through. He shaved these edges, and we just filed and kind of whittled this edge away a little bit. The shock retainer is going to sit right here. We might just notch it just a little bit with a file in here so the retainer just clears right there. So I just make a little notch right there. It does have this mount on this side, and it goes through. It's flimsy plastic, so it shouldn't break. They didn't have a hard plastic for those parts. So far, I got the shock towers and the knuckles. The shock tower really didn't matter, but we wanted the Panard mount that's in here, upper Panard mount, because this one is like the rubbery kind. If you can see here, it's but that's no good, right? They just bends and flexes. So we want a sturdy one in there. We might shorten it just a little bit, might cut it down. It's just plastic with a hole in the bottom, so we could just cut it down a little bit to make everything fit in there a little bit better. But anyhow, I will shut up and we will start putting this back together. Get it sitting low. We did flip the upper 3-link to this side, so it lands at the same side as all your other steering links and all that should. We've seen it done both ways. We find the higher end models have it all the same way. The only other kit we have that actually has the Panard the same way is our G-Mate GOM. So take that as you will. Nothing against G-Mate, but they're not exactly the highest end product out there. So why are you spitting? Why are you spitting? Okay guys, so we got that in. Now you can see, like I was just talking earlier, I wanted to show you this firsthand. When you lower trucks like this, you run into the problems. We just wanted to show you what they are. Of course now, servo and Panard are going to be in the way, especially on a 3-link truck. It's exceptionally hard to get that center of gravity low, actually make it into a rock crawler versus like a mega truck like these things are set up. So you can see now we're hitting the servo, we're hitting that link. So now what we're going to do is take the servo out, mount it on the top side of the plate, screw it down with just the horn sticking through, and that will give us about 6-8 millimeters, a little bit more. It'll definitely be closer. If we have to, we will put spacers, lift that servo up as tight as we can get it, so it's just clearing the frame. So if I got to modify the frame, we'd be down that road too. So we'll get this guy going. Also the Panard link, might have to make a new Panard bracket to actually make it work with this mod, but we're going to try to do this with all existing parts. So we actually might bring it down, drill it right through, and then bolt it from the front side now instead of from the bottom. So we got to figure that out. But yeah, enough of me yip yapping. Let's get that servo out, get on the other side. Okay, so for the upper Panard mount, we're gonna switch over to our hard plastic one. We did a couple test runs with the soft one, and it's now garbage because that's not gonna work. And so we're gonna trim this guy down. We got him measured out here at 5 millimeter. We're gonna knock him down 5 mil off the bottom. That's gonna get us a little bit more up travels, not as much as we wanted. We like no interference, but we might be able to space out the lower a little bit out from the pumpkin and such too. So anyhow, we're gonna get this cut and then we'll dive into that. Let's get down this path before we get to the next one. Okay, before we put this upper Panard in, we gotta get our servo in there, make sure that guy's still happy. Seems to be fitting nicely. What are we tapping on? Right on top of the diff, but we're almost at full compression in the middle. Our articulation, we can still get full range articulation. You're never going to tap this thing out straight down off a bump. It's got so much suspension, you'll never ever hit that. So I'm okay with that. How do you feel about this?
I like it.
I'm calling the cops.
Oh,
that's it. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at the dry shaft that's in that thing. Oh. We had this problem earlier. Bugger. That's still a lot of travel. Side shot, that's still a lot up and down travel. We're tapped out right there. This side gets obviously a little bit more. Shaft wise, all the way down center. Oh, no, it's pretty good. All the way down center, you can see we end up about 6-7 millimeters short on that shock, but under full articulation, we could tap it out and tap it out. Like I said just a few seconds ago, you're never gonna really get this to slam all the way down. If you do, whatever, it's gonna bottom out. It's not gonna break or hurt anything. It's a damn toy. So this drive shaft's a little short in the front. Just barely gets the job done, so might have to pull this, put a spacer in there like we did on the other one. Just to stop that, so we can get some more in there. Okay guys, we're going to fit the servo up in there again. We got a little bit of filing to do on the frame. It's very, very tight fit in there. And we cut this guy down so we have just enough clearance for this guy to sit on top of there. It's going to be a tight deal, but it's going to be beautiful. So, back to work. We'll see you guys back in a few seconds when we get all this back together and the truck sitting on the ground on the wheels. We'll throw the body on because we got to call this a wrap for today. We'll go into part 2. I'm going to finish putting these on later, but let's get this done. See you back in a few seconds. Okay, well, this thing is looking 500,000 times better. Just lowering it this much has increased the horsepower output by 700%. It just actually kind of looks like a rock crawler now, right? It's got that nice low stance. You don't got that stupid monster truck height in there. Still got nice suspension in the back. It just looks better getting that axle closer to the frame. These aren't monster trucks. The rock crawlers, we want to have that center of gravity low. We want to try to hang, get some high angle without wanting to dump over. So we're doing pretty good. Yeah, so not too bad. Obviously, there's no battery, no body, nothing, but let's go that way, so that's bonus. Let's go to Fresca. Receiver. I don't think we got a radio with the truck when we got it, so we're going to have to get a radio. Probably another Flies guy to send out with it when it goes, but if not, we'll just find something around here. Now we're going to fix the front bumper. We're going to redo this rear cage. Like I said, we want to kind of do the bed sides with like the Phoenix, so maybe we could put the Phoenix bed sides on it or something. The front bumper, we're going to kind of get rid of all this and just kind of leave the winch plate on the bottom and just kind of leave the tombstone or redo the tombstone kind of just right around the main grill. Might do some wraparound supports to the back side of the bumper, holding that piece up from behind so it looks nice and clean. Get rid of the whole stinger and everything on the front. It's not really going to need it. So yeah, anyhow, that's the end of this video for today, guys. I think we got a lot accomplished. She just looks so much better. And we still have to be able to get that open. We can design the bumper there, Jesse. So. Or we can just change how this mounts. We're not. This is how it came, right? So we can do whatever we want. That has welding. Whatever. Close enough for now. Look at that. Looks like a rock crawler now. Go back to the beginning of the video. Oh wait, hang on. Okay, look, and now looks like a rock crawler. Fantastic. You can see what I mean. The front bumper just, it looks good. You know, Ryan did a great job on it. But for us, where it's going, we're gonna make that smaller, a little more compact, just fit in there, just look good. You know what I mean? This looks good. We're gonna go up different. I'm gonna do a magnet body mount so we can just click, stick the body on. We're gonna get rid of these pins that clip into the back. We're gonna do some mounts up inside. Snap that on. I do want to get a dash in here. A dash steering wheel, maybe a top half interior, nothing too fancy. So we get a lot coming up. This back here needs to be kind of shortened up a little bit. I'm going to shorten the frame, bring everything in. It kind of looks a little too long for the size of the cab. So we got lots of plans, lots of ideas. Now that the truck is sitting lower, all these ideas are starting to flow and kind of jive so we can start to see it as a rock crawler. So we're going to take off these side running boards that don't line up with the body. We got to build some nice metal inner front fenders, hide all that junk in there. So we got some work to do, guys. Stay tuned. We have a few more episodes coming up in this guy before it goes out. Remember, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Everybody that is subscribed to the channel at the date that we do the draw on is already automatically entered. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you in the next one.